a kid, I mean, what sports did you play growing up? I know we've got a lot of high school kids here tonight, and sometimes they're so honed in on playing one sport right now. When Tim Anderson was 8 years old, did you just play baseball, or did you have other sports you played?
I played basketball. I played a little bit of football, but I didn't like it. I didn't really like getting hit. Yeah, basketball was my sport, and I kind of fell back in love with baseball late.
So growing up and playing basketball, I mean, you were a pretty good high school basketball player. Okay, you were decent. And over at Hillcrest High School in Tuscaloosa. And when did you pick baseball back up? I mean, you put it away for a little bit of time there before picking it back up.
I picked it back up my junior year.
Junior year.
So I had 2 injuries. Playing basketball, I broke my legs. Playing basketball, my freshman and sophomore year. Then I went back out my junior year. And the coach, decided to keep, let the seniors decide they want to keep me on the team. And they kept me. I stayed around until I waited on my opportunity.
So all of a sudden, this guy to your left comes into the picture, and you have some scholarship opportunities with basketball, and you get one scholarship offer in baseball. What made you think, okay, I'm going to leave basketball? You talked about it being a passion. Now all of a sudden, I've got one guy from East Central Community College walking to my door saying, hey, come play baseball. What made you change your mind and say, you know what? I want to get rid of the basketball and start hitting the ball.
Well, I kind of had to be real with myself. Average height in the NBA is 6'4". I was nowhere near that, so I felt like baseball was my best option. My speed played there, and I knew if I could just really lock in on that sport, I could learn it. I thought I could be real good at it, and I trusted the man beside me, and he led the way.
So I'm going to go to Coach Holloman right here. All of a sudden, you're in Tuscaloosa, and you know that Tim Anderson does not have a baseball scholarship offer. And instead of walking over and saying, hey, let me tell you, I know you like baseball. Why don't you just come over to Decatur, walk on? What did you see? What did you see and say, you know what, I'm going to offer this guy a baseball scholarship at East Central Community College?
Well, it's amazing how things work. And we were sitting there, we were recruiting another young man because Tim was good basketball, because they had a good basketball team. If I'm correct, I won 5 or 6A state championship? 6A state championship that year. And we were recruiting another young man, and long story short, the high school coach basically said, Neil, my best guy's in basketball. So I remember I was sitting on the couch that night, so I called Tim, introduced myself to him, and I said, we're coming to see you. As soon as you get out, and we went to see him, and he could run, he was athletic, he could hit. And then I had another guy on our team who had batted in there freehold for 2 years that he grew up playing with, and he said, I called Coach, I don't know if he can, I hadn't seen him play in a while, but he can always hit. So first night we went to see him, he had 2 home runs, so it really wasn't a real hard evaluation.
The thing about getting into college life, it really teaches you a lot of lessons. One's about yourself. The memories you have of East Central. When I think back to East Central, I think of all the memories I have, the people that were influential in my life, like a Lucille Wood, like a Jamie Clark, who was a head baseball coach at East Central for so long, and so many people, even some that are here tonight. And the thing I think of East Central is behind the west side, or the east side football stands, the visitors' football stands at East Central, on top of the hill down the third base line of baseball, there's a long road. And that long road is now paved really nicely. Back when I was in school, because Coach Holland and I are a little bit older than you, it was more of a gravel road. But the last 20 yards are more of an incline. And so when you were running those long sprints after baseball practice, you had to go up that incline the last 20 yards. You know what I learned a lot about myself? I'm not in shape. I was not in shape. I'm still not in shape. But it teaches you life lessons, things that you learn. What are the things that you learned from your time at East Central that help you today?
I just learned to never give up. I came in and, coach was on me from day one. That first 2 weeks, I was going to quit. I was going to go back home, man, because he was riding me out. And I felt like I couldn't get him off my back. But, man, I never gave up. I just, I kept at it, and I listened to him. I just listened, and he led the way.
Do you think that was more of a factor? So you come in as a guy who played baseball for 2 years, and then all of a sudden, the first year you play, you begin to get attention of scouts. And so what did you learn from Neil Holloman to get you from, okay, I'm kind of a raw baseball guy to, all right, I may have some pretty good talent here, to realizing your sophomore year when 25 scouts are showing up at every game, okay, how do I get from point A to point B?
I never let that affect me. You know, scouts were showing up. That's what I wanted. I always knew where I wanted to be, and I knew the scouts was coming. I knew they was coming. I knew it was gonna be there. So why not? Why not go out and have my best game and show them what I got? So I wanted them there.
You talk about, we talked about those obstacles a minute ago. For me, it was that long run, behind the hill. For you, the thing about East Central, and when you grow up in a small town, I graduated with 33 in my senior class. You come from a little bit larger city in Tuscaloosa than Netherlands. I mean, you guys do have a target. But the thing about coming to Decatur, the thing about coming to small towns is you are embraced.
Right.
And it becomes a family. And that's the great thing about it. So what are the things that, when you look back at your time at East Central, what's the big memory? Is it going to battle with your teammates? Is it walking into a psychology class? Is it spending time in shooting basketball or off campus? What are the memories that you have of East Central off the baseball diamond?
I think it's just overall, from all the way from Dr. Stewart all the way down. Man, they just showed love. They embraced me. I felt at home when I came there. I just did what I was supposed to, and I followed every direction. And everything since I was there, it was nothing but great things from the front office people all the way down.
Coach Holloman, when I talk to coaches a lot, they talk about making sure that everyone, when they play, they're on an equal play level. And when you get a guy coming in that can hit like this, how do you treat them? You treat them, you pull them to the side, and you say, okay, let me tell you something, we're going to put you on a different path. Or is it pretty much, let me tell you something, everybody is on that level playing field?
Well, it was, and this is something I think is valid for everybody, because I think everybody has greatness in them. It's just what level of greatness they have. Obviously, his has turned out this past year to be an MLB batting champion. I'd go by and ask him, because I knew I was on him, and this, that, and the other, and you're just trying to find out who's going to compete, and this, that, and the other, and say, hey, you want to be good or you want to be great? Well, it's an easy answer. Well, I want to be great. Well, if you want to be great, then we're going to try to, our staff's going to try to, we're going to coach you to be great. Whatever great is in your realm. And so I said, be willing to accept that and run with it. And somewhere along the line through that freshman year, whether it was, he had a scout come in and talk to him, Mike Stauffer with the Phillies, and then I think his roommate, Fleet May, who played in the middle with him, helped him get it where we were coming from. And from that point on, it was, I've never seen anybody grow like that. I've never seen anybody do week after week after week. You see somebody do something one week, and then they do something better the next week. And you may see that over a little period of time, then they kind of peak out. And then it just kept doing. I know one time I walked out the dugout, and I turned and looked up in the stands. He had made a play, a backhand, forehand turn behind the bag. And I walked up, looked up in the stands, and one of my assistants said, I can't remember if it was Coach Evans or Coach Pruitt. I said, what are you looking at? And I said, I haven't seen anybody in the stands. If they saw that, we got to find a shortstop.
The thing about when being around guys who are really, really good, especially at this sport, sometimes when you're playing well, especially 50 times a year, and people are coming to watch you play, they say, man, that guy makes it look easy. But at the end of the day, and Coach, if you want to echo, it seems to me like the guys that are at that level, behind the scenes, are working harder, or just as hard, or if not harder than anybody else.
Yeah. All of mine are kind of related to stories. I guess my answer. I remember one day we're sitting down there in the cage, and it's a rain day, and so we're not taking BP on the field, because the tarp's on the field. We're trying to leave it on there as long as we can, and there's 12 scouts holding around the cage. And, you think, well, everybody's hitting before the game. Yes, everybody is hitting before the game, so there's not really any extra work being done. But I was throwing the Tim, and everything was a line drive back to the L screen, or a hard ground ball back to the L screen or backside. And we were picking up the ball, and I was Tim, remember this? And I said, they want to turn it loose, man. And turn it anyway, he said, Coach, I'm getting ready to play. And I just thought, you know, to have 12 guys sitting there that have the availability or the opportunity to provide you with the opportunity, and you're just getting ready to play for East Central Community College, it's those things to me that have allowed him to be where he is instead of just getting ready to do what he can do instead of doing it for everybody else.
So sometimes teams will interview you, especially if you're going to be a high draft. And they'll bring you in, you're going to go through all kind of psych evaluations, you're going to go through just about any kind of evaluation you can think of. And you sometimes get an idea going into a draft, okay, these are a list of 4 or 5 teams that could probably take me off the board. When did you get a feel that, hey, the White Sox could possibly grab me pretty early?
I was doing some workouts, some pre-draft workouts, and I went to a bunch of teams and did the workouts, but the White Sox was a team that I didn't work out for. And I think it was like 2 or 3 days before the draft, the GM for the White Sox called my agent and was like, if he's still on the board at 17, we're going to take him. So that was kind of like my stopping point.
So you go to the 2013 draft, you make it your way to the major league. So you spend just a little bit of time in 2013, you play 14, 15 in the minor leagues, and then you're called up midway through the 2016 season. And to be honest with you, that's what's amazing, is in today's world of how quick that jump was made. But in today's world of minor league baseball, you think of Birmingham, you think of Charlotte in the White Sox organization. I hear guys tell me all the time, when I leave a college coach, and I know this guy right here is the same way, he prepares you each and every game. He gets you ready for every game. Then all of a sudden in the minor leagues, it's like, all right, you got to make your own hay, because everybody is out trying to get to that point. You're not only competing with everybody else and other teams, you're actually competing with your own teammates of who gets that call up. What was those experiences like in minor leagues?
It was a grind. It was a grind. You run bus rides at like 8 hours. But yeah, man, from the point that I got there, they usually pick on the guys that just get in and out. I was being picked on a little bit. But at the end of the day, it was a job at that point when you step into that locker room and everybody's competing. Everybody's competing to take your spot. So I just fell in line and competed. And the guy that was at the next level, I knew who he was, and the guy that was at the next level, I knew who he was. So I kind of knew the guys I had to knock off to get to where I wanted to go.
Absolutely. And the thing about going out pretty much on your own for the first time,
right?
And all of a sudden, I am Tim Anderson. I am Tim Anderson's brand. I am my agent. I am everything, all wrapped into one. And so many times you talk to guys and you look at the waiver wires and the transactions every year, and you see so many guys walk away, even top draft picks, early in their minor league career because they may have some setbacks. All of a sudden they're injured for the first time and they've got to work it out themselves. Do you have any of those hiccups in the minor leagues where you had those setbacks and you kind of had to right yourself to get back to your goal?
Not necessarily. I broke my wrist in 2015, but I came back towards the end of the season and then I rehabbed it, but I got promoted right after the rehab and I came to, Double A, and we just happened to play the Mississippi Braves, and it just happened to be EC Day. So I see Dr. Stewart with a big sign and his daughter, so it was great.
Okay, the stories that I love to hear is, where were you? What was the situation when you got the quote-unquote call? When you kind of realize your dream, when they call you in and say, okay, hey, get on the plane, go to Chicago. What were you doing? Where were you? And kind of how does that unfold?
I was in Scranton, and I was in the lineup that night. And, right before the game, I checked the lineup card again, and I was out. So I was like, that's weird, because, they want me to play every day. So I'm like, man, there's only 2 things that happen. Is either, I'm called up or get traded. And they let me sit the whole game, and no one said nothing to me. Just like, go cheer your teammates on. No one said anything. And then, after the game, we went in, and the manager called me in and told me that I had been called up.
Okay, so it's for Coach Holloman. When did you find out?
That night. I called him that night.
He called me.
That night.
We were, I remember, I was in the office. We had orientation the next day, so I can't remember if it was a Thursday night or a Friday night. And I was working on some academic plans for guys' registration the next day. And my phone rings and it's almost 10 o'clock. Coach Cheney, who's our head softball academic counselor, she was in there with me, and she was doing some of it with me. I said, well, I got to take this. I was like, what's your comment at 10 o'clock for? I was, something's odd here. He said, I'm going up. I said, well, we'll be there. I said, I'll be there. I don't know how we're going to get there yet. We'll be there.
Now, did you have a chance to watch him in the minor leagues? I mean, sometimes you talk to coaches, and they, after a guy's been gone for 2 years, and I go to the minor leagues or I go to a major league game, and all of a sudden you're taken back and you're in awe. Did you see the same guy that left Decatur a couple of years before? Or?
No, and I mean, we saw him in Kannapolis, in A-ball, and then we saw him when he was with Birmingham. He was in the All-Star game there. But when I saw him in Kannapolis for the first time, we saw him play a 3-game series, and everybody that ran out there was 93 to 96 in a 3-game series, and he was just basically a month and a half removed from the Matt Jack, and he was consistently facing 85 to 88 with aluminum. And I remember telling my wife, I said, he should be overmatched, and he's not overmatched. And that's, I didn't, because you should be overmatched.
What, every day now, I mean, now you've been in the major leagues, and just kind of researching and looking at Tim, I've done a little bit more research on things, okay? I've read more than your Wikipedia page, okay? But to me, here's the thing that stands out, is looking back and seeing you come up in 2016 and understanding the business of Major League Baseball. In 2017, the big league club comes to you and says, we're going to offer you a 6-year contract. And that just doesn't happen. It's normally a 3-year process. You go through a year of arbitration. It's year 4, then you realize your second contract. For a big league club to come in year 2, less than a year that you've been called up, and pretty much say, you know what, you're gonna be our shortstop of the future. To me, that speaks volumes to the White Sox organization, saying this is our guy for the future. What does it mean to play for a team in an organization that they're kind of putting a lot of emphasis on me, because that's not the case in a lot of places.
Right. Well, I kind of knew that going into it. From every team that I went to, it was more so they wanted me to be a leader. They wanted me to lead that team. I didn't know it was going to turn into what it did, but they knew the plan all along. And just for them to embrace me the way they did, it was nothing but good from the time that I jumped in that organization. And I knew everyone from the top to the bottom, and it's the same, man, to this day. It's nothing but love. It's very family oriented.
Okay, so now playing in the big leagues, you got 162 games over the year. Every single day you're at the ballpark. Every single day you're trying to figure out something and getting ready for the next opponent that night. How difficult is it? What's a daily routine like for you in the big leagues?
It's a grind. From the time I wake up, I usually get to the field I leave home about 12:30, 12:15, get there about 1 o'clock. We got a 7 o'clock game, so I get there and change and, take on my day as far as, if I have to work out or if I have to get my tea work in. And, from that time, it's chill, recovery. And then, we go into BP. We take BP, get out of the balls. I skipped early work, so, you have early work as well. But once you take your BP, man, you go chill out for a minute, shower up, and, watch TV, get you some lunch. And then, at that time, we have a meeting at 7 o'clock, lights on.
Looking at scouting reports, and everybody now, we talk about in college and having scouting reports, and sometimes you don't get as many scouting reports in the minor leagues, and now you have your meetings, as you say, at the big league club, and your hitting coach comes in, and that night you're facing Justin Verlander, okay? And other than worrying about the offensive guys taking signs on the other side. Right. But so anyway, okay, every sheet of paper says Justin Verlander throws 98 to 100. He's going to throw a hard slider, he'll throw a changeup 25% of the time.
And a fastball at the top of the zone.
Absolutely. So anyway, at this level, not only are you learning their scouting report, but what about your scouting report? Do you have to be cognizant of what your scouting report would be, and how is Verlander going to attack me? How does Justin Verlander get Tim Anderson out?
he likes to go fastballs up, and then he also likes to throw that slider on the outside half. So I'm ready for that fastball up. You know, you have to hit it. You have to. You know, it's at the top of the zone. It's a strike. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna practice that the whole day. I'm gonna have that tall tee. I'm gonna practice that the whole day because I know your game plan.
So do you feel like every game is a very similar game plan for the opposing pitcher, or is it something different every night?
It's something different. It's something different every night. You know, we have video. We have everything right in front of you. We have video room and everything. So any pitcher you face, they have it from whatever year, don't matter, and you can pull it up and see how they pitched. So it's just more so just digging into that.
Coach, you know, looking back, and I know we've gone back to this point, but back in those days when Tim was over Hillcrest, I mean, what made you drive? What made you think, okay, I'm going to go over? And when was that point in time that really hits you that, hey, this is a guy that I kind of want to be a cornerstone for my team?
Well, we saw him, and you could see his athleticism, and then his ability to hit. The thing that I never knew, because he played second his senior year, is I never knew his arm. I remember I was at one game, they always played Bessemer, I think. You know,
In Bessemer?
No, it was at Hillcrest. They were late. They were 30 minutes late. They were a very good team. And all of his teammates are out there, they're on knees, and they're seeing who can throw it the furthest. And I hadn't seen his arm at this point. I'd seen him play second, and just flipping over there, and I'm thinking, all right, Tim, get in this little game we got going so I can see your arm. And he didn't do it. so, you know, if I'd sit there and said, oh, yeah, we knew he could come in and no doubt play short, we were athletic enough to do that. But it was, where's his athleticism going to lead him? And it still has amazed me because I've seen his arm continue to grow, which you want to see it continue to develop, but it's just the carry and stuff that he has on him.
You know, it's amazing when you see guys in high school, and you mentioned picking up the game at 17. I mean, I think of a guy like Roy Oswald, you know, who spent many years with the Houston Astros, or Marcus Timms. And the thing about those guys is, remember growing up, and whether they played basketball or whether they played baseball or football, and then all of a sudden began to blossom as a junior or senior in high school, in Roy's case, when he was in the junior college ranks. And looking back, so much today is talk about sport specialization. Kids at the age of 6 playing on travel ball teams, which is perfectly fine if you want to do that. But so many adults and parents today are pushing their kids, I want you to be a baseball player at 6 years old, and they're playing just one sport. How important do you think, after kind of getting to the major leagues and seeing the path to get there, how much did you learn from other sports like basketball, like football, and to get you to that point?
It plays the same role as far as, with basketball, your feet work. So I took that and put it into baseball, and it kind of helped me as far as, turning two or, footwork on ground balls. So it was just more so, taking what coach was giving me and taking pieces out of what they would give me and putting my own piece together, kind of identifying who myself is, and more so going out and doing the work myself and getting the results. So that kind of took the frustration out of the game.
Last question. I look in the back, I see a lot of guys that one day would love to hear their name called. Would love to have that opportunity of walking out on the playing surface somewhere and playing. What do you say to them? What do you say to that guy who's 15 years old and maybe hitting 235 in high school, but at the end of the day, we've seen those success stories. Those are the guys sometimes that are playing in the big leagues.
Right. I would say, man, listen. You learn a lot when you listen. And I'll say take your time. Take your time and more so identify who yourself is. And go out and put the work in yourself and more so let someone tell you. Because if you go out and do it yourself, you know exactly what you're doing and you know what results you're going to get. And when the game's on, you know you're going to get those results. You're not going to get the results that you're looking for sometimes, but you know exactly what you're doing. So I think, go out and do the things yourself and push yourself and motivate yourself and just, never give up. Keep pushing. You never know how close you are.
Absolutely. Work hard work.
Right.
Hey, and I can sit here and do this all night. I can sit here and we can go back and forth all night long and talk about it. Before we go, real quick, Tuscaloosa boy coming to the Cater, now living in Chicago. You got the Jordans on right now. Chicago is a sports city.
Right.
Do you ever look up, I mean, like I said, I went to Comerica Park this summer, and all of a sudden, they've got this massive billboard of Tim Anderson. Do you ever drive down the freeway in Chicago and say, what in the world is going on?
Unreal. You know, it's just a blessing to, you know, be in the position that I'm in, and, you know, to be right in the middle of this, you know, this rebuild of what we're doing, and, you know, hopefully we can win a championship out of this. Is, you know, man, just a blessing, man. I'm just, you know, happy to be in the position that I'm in.
So many times guys that work hard, the reason you work hard, and Coach Holland will tell you this, is to get comfort. Having a comfort level helps you produce.
Right.
Is there anywhere other than Chicago? I don't know you're going to say I love playing at home. Is there anywhere other than Chicago in the major leagues that you say, man, I love going there?
Probably like LA. I love going out there. They play the music real loud. It's kind of like being in the club when you're playing out there. The fans are loud. The fans are crazy. Like, it's unreal.
So that kind of surprises me. I thought you would say Detroit. And you know why? Over the last 3 seasons, over the last 3 years, you hit better in Detroit than any other ballpark in the major leagues, even your home ballpark.
And the crazy thing is, I don't like that stadium. It's so big.
Is it because the Tiger pitching is not that good? Okay, no, you don't like that.
I wouldn't speak on that.
Tim, it's been great. We appreciate you coming back tonight. And listen, it's like home, man. The door is always open, and please come back as much as you possibly can. And hey, good luck this season.
Thank you.
You got a lot of excitement going on in Chicago right now. Everybody, Tim Anderson.